time has come. Let the show begin. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
For it all, I'm stronger than my silence, louder than my pain, still standing in the fight, still rising through the rain. They don't see my battles, but I fight them every night. Yeah, I'm stronger than my silence, and I'm still holding tight. They don't know what it took just to wake up today, wearing smiles like armor just to keep fear at bay. Every tear they don't see, every scream I don't show, built a home in my chest where the hurt don't go. Walk through dark roads, swallow my pride, buried every breakdown I felt inside. But I ain't broke, no, I learned how to bend, and I write these songs just to help hearts mend. They should speak up, but then listen.
How's everyone doing today on this beautiful, beautiful Saturday evening? So, as you guys know, welcome to the One Beer Bishop Talk Show. Today is a special show. It's special because it's Bishop behind the beer present Johnny C. So, how you doing, Johnny?
What's up, brother? Good to be here. Good to be here. Thank you very much. Got a nice fresh haircut from my cousin Johnny J over at Legends, and had to make sure I came legit.
Yep. Hey, sharp, brother. Looking sharp. Looking sharp. So, Mr. Johnny, I have, me and you had talked about a lot of stuff lately, and we are going to, we're definitely going to have a great, different show. I wanted to have this show special because, as we know, everything in the community is kind of changing around a little bit, and it's, there's a lot of drama in the community, and I wanted to do something different. I do miss my brothers, Baker and Mike Ramsey, my passenger princess, mermaid, love you. But this is more one-on-one. It's a lot of people, we talk about the product, the companies, and all that. I wanted to do this show more about the man, literally the man, the person behind the beer. And let me say this is not just about a man gender, because I will have women on company owners that, their struggle, their life, everything. I just want to be completely on that. So before we say hi to the chat, so today's show, we're blessed to be sponsored by no other than let me make sure I get it right. Hold on. So now I will kick us out of the the scene. Let me make sure. Okay, so today's show is sponsored by Balahar. So
thank you very much. Thank you.
Most thank you. Appreciate it. You guys stay into the chat, because here later on we will have two giveaways. I'm gonna see if I could have her in there when we do the giveaway. One of them will be for a combo, and then the other one for oil. So I'm grateful for them. I appreciate it. Bahar. If you guys have not tried them, they have some unique scents out of California. Newer company, and they've been getting recognized quite a bit. So we appreciate that, and you guys stay tuned for that. Also, one quick message before we get any deeper. I also wanted to say this, because you guys know, of course, Autism Awareness Month is it's to the end of this month, and I wanted to for this company, Bearded Rack. I know we got it sponsored, but this is unique. They doing it for the end of the month. Postal Dreamers is supporting autism awareness. If you guys have not, you can buy a combo. Every 10% or whatever they for 10% of their sale for the postal Dreamers, it will go. They donated it to the charity. If you don't want to buy the product and you just want to donate, they also have a donation anywhere from $5 to $25, and that goes 100% goes to that. And I
Nice.
want to say this: if you guys didn't know, Mike Nash yesterday, he said he's gonna do his own raffle for everybody who donates $5. It will be entry to the raffle, and if he's donating some products, and if we hit $500 on for the
Mhm.
charity, he's gonna do even a way bigger giveaway. So let's support that. All you gotta do is go to beardrack.com. I mean, and the Postal Dreamer. When you open it up, it's right there, and the charity to share or the product is right there. So first of all, let's support Small Badge. Please, please, let's support autism awareness. You guys know how much this mean to me. It affects a lot of family, and to that point, I will say this: if you don't like when I talk about autism, you could subscribe. I'll be okay with that. Love you guys, but that's how it is. So, yeah, that's all I have to say for that part. But so Johnny C, how you doing, brother?
Not bad, brother. I'm feeling
That's
really good. Feeling really good.
that is definitely good. Definitely good.
Mhm.
So the chat is going pretty fast.
I love
Um,
it. I love it.
this
I'm
is
catching up. I'm watching. I'm watching it. Thanks to
this is
everybody
the
saying
part where
hello.
uh, this is the part where we usually I have Baker saying hi to the chat. So we're gonna do hi to the chat,
No,
and
let's say hi to the chat. Yeah.
I know for a fact the first one out was actually yesterday. He was the first one on it yesterday. He was ooh, brother. I
Mhm.
appreciate you. You always on top. You always
Oh
first.
yeah.
So I
Always.
really
Always.
appreciate it. Then after that was Jeff Harmon. How you doing, brother?
Mhm. Jeff, what's going
Thank you
on,
for
brother?
being here. I really, really appreciate it. And then
Mm-hmm.
it was Tame Main beer call. Appreciate it, brother.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you a lot. And Small Town Tradition. How you doing, man? I really,
Jim,
really
right there you
appreciate
go,
you.
brother. Thank you, Jim.
Yep. And
Always has a great looking beard too.
oh yeah, this chart, man.
I know.
Stanley, how you doing, brother? Thank you. Um, you see, you said great beer, and I was trying to make it. It's hard because you get it all set up and you nice and neat, and then when the moment comes and the showtime comes, it like poof, you know.
Oh, I know. I know. I know.
So big show, Kenny Houston. How you doing, brother? Thank you for being here.
What's
I
up, Kenny?
appreciate
Thank you
you.
very much, Ken.
Listen, he's he's a big supporter of all the all the shows that we do on a lot of the
Mm-hmm.
companies. I really appreciate you, Kenny. I just
No,
want
Ken came out of left field. I just met him the other day, and I couldn't believe how much he supports a lot of the
to.
small batch companies. So thank you, Kenny.
Look,
Appreciate
I gotta say this. He won some other stuff that I donated for the auction, including one of the crosses.
it.
So you
Mm-hmm.
see that bad boy right there. That
That's a
bad boy is
beautiful.
14 by 20. So it's not
Mm-hmm.
easy to find a box for it, right? And he won some other stuff. And this man, I was, because I try to stay on top. I try to just when I can. If I know I'm working on some other company stuff that's been a while, but I making that out of completely. So he told me not to worry about it. He said you could bring it to Jasper, Georgia if you want to. And that, that right there have, you know, a lot
That's
to
an
it.
easy.
I appreciate
That's
it.
an
Yeah,
easy way to deliver.
that's right. Yeah,
I
that's right for sure. So thank you, man. They're talking. Well, we
love
could
it.
start the show right now because Bob and Terry are in the house. How you doing, sir? Ma'am,
Love
you
Bob
guys
and
are
Terry
awesome.
always.
Always,
Super awesome.
always, always supporting everybody. So I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And Michael, Mike Ramsey, thank you. I appreciate it, brother. Thank you for being here. Always, I miss you not being on the screen. Look, I reached out to him and Baker because I told him, I said, man, I don't want you guys to think that I'm trying to, I'm trying to kick you guys out. You guys are
Oh yeah.
my family, my brothers. They understood. They know what I was trying to do, so I appreciate that. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Abe, how you doing, brother? Appreciate it. Thank you. Gracias.
Always. Siempre.
And then so and listen, you guys, we won't have subtitles at the bottom. We will try to, keep it cool, but we might hit some Spanglish. That's just for sure. We definitely gonna hit some Spanglish. Hey, Kiki, how you doing, Kiki? Thank you for being here.
Kiki,
Appreciate it.
hello.
Kiki and Louise always in the house.
Mhm. Oh yeah,
Norris, how you doing, Norris? I hope you're doing pretty good, brother.
Norris always the number one right there, brother.
Oh yeah. And the bearded bullfrog, how you doing, bro? Appreciate it.
Hmm.
It was a great Discord last night. If you guys missed it, most Friday nights, probably sometime 8, 9 o'clock, we get together on the Discord for the beer rejects, and it's always a good time. Definitely always a good time. So, elegant Sasquatch, Chris, how you doing, sir?
Chris,
Appreciate you
what's
being
going
here, brother.
always? Yeah,
Yeah,
another one.
thank you. The chat. True North, how you doing, brother? Appreciate it for you being here.
Brother.
Chris, True
North
North, and
True.
Tara. I'm glad you guys made it home. Uh,
Hmm.
and thank you for the support. Bahara, how you doing? Bahara, how you doing? Today,
They're in the
appreciate
house.
it. Yep. Like I said today, you guys stick around. Valhara will honor with the appreciate the support for the 2 giveaways today. Um, just stick around. We will have one in the middle and one towards the end. I really appreciate their support and what they're doing for the community, and I appreciate it.
Oh yeah, 30 spray.
Yep. How you doing, Spray? The chat's going fast. Okay.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Yep.
That's good. That's good.
And it's about hard Jim. They're talking. Um Rondo Chalk, how you doing, sir? Appreciate it. Thank you for being here. Man, it's going fast. I'm trying to catch everybody without missing nobody, right? Um, let's see. You know, it's this is definitely yep. Listen, we are this is a great generation, of Hispanic, Puerto Rican in the house. So it's definitely gonna have some passion about stuff we're gonna talk about. So just like I said, bear with us. It's definitely gonna be a great show. Uh, Ray Smokey, thank you, brother,
Very
for
smoky.
supporting.
Man. Compy,
Appreciate it.
compy.
Yeah, definitely. Uh, and yeah, 38 spray. Sorry, I missed you a little bit ago, but there you go. Yep. Abe said that right. Spanglish equals like local language around. uh, so Luis, how you doing, Luis? Thank you for being here, bro. Uh, if you guys have not had the chance, go to Luis YouTube channel, uh, Luis the Beersman, and subscribe. He's definitely putting out some good numbers in there. Yep.
Oh yeah.
And please,
Right.
yep, yeah, like he said, you know what to do. 23 in the chat, I appreciate it. Please hit that like button, subscribe, share it. It helps the channel. Appreciate it. All right. We have come to the end, my brother. We definitely have come to the end. So I have a little intro for us, for the show. Let's play it real quick, and then there you go.
We'll go from there.
You can't deny from Boston Street to the island sky, no matter where I was born to be. Puerto Rico lives in me. Boricua in my blood, loud and proud. Hear my voice.
Oh, it was sweet, simple, and quick. So, yeah, bro, we're just gonna make this and then run with it because the chat is going fast, and
Mhm.
so um, let's start from let's start where you at, where you located, how just start about you. People that don't know you, I know they haven't seen you, but let's go with that. Let's tell them about you, people, stuff that they don't know about you.
All right. All right. I am from Allentown, Pennsylvania, here in the Lehigh Valley. I am only a few minutes away from the Bearded Death community. Dan and his brothers, and just it's a great community to be in. The beer community is a great community to be in. Something that I most definitely did not think of being in part of 2 years ago or 3 years ago, but it started pretty quickly, and I love it.
Right. And for those that don't know, you were born in Puerto Rico, right? You got hair in Puerto Rico.
No. Actually, no. I am Puerto Rican, but
Right.
I was born here in Allentown, Pennsylvania, when it was called Allentown Hospital, back in the 70s.
Cool.
Now people know my age.
Right. So that is pretty cool, man. So you've seen a lot of changes lately.
Yes.
Let me ask you this: when was the last time that you went to the island?
That was a couple years ago. To see both of my grandmothers. To see both of my grandmothers, it was a super heartfelt. You know, unfortunately, it was quick because it was only a weekend, and you only can do so much with them. And you know, it's the presence of being around the people that made you. You know, it's just re-energizing. So,
Right. Yeah. And it's I mean, I was born in Puerto Rico, but we grew up here. So I grew up here, United States. So when I go over there, last time I went, it was the longest. I went just to see my grandmother. I spent almost 12 days over there. It was fun. Like I say, it was definitely fun being there. But as much as I want to say I would love to live there, I really doubt it. Because it have changed a lot.
yeah,
It
Puerto Rico has
definitely
changed a lot. Yeah, I'm from. My family is from Corozal, Puerto Rico, and up on the mountain, and really high up on the mountain. Like you can see the one side of Puerto Rico. You can see clearly San Juan from where we live at, and it's just that high. So I have beautiful family there. My cousin Damari. Hopefully they'll see this, and I did a shout out for her and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm always thinking about them. My both of my grandmothers are. They're in their late 90s, and and like we all do, we always want them to live forever. So,
right. So, man, listen, I know me and you have been talking about for a while, and the reason that I wanted to do this show was, again, like I said, there's been a lot of stuff behind the community. It, it's not even worth bringing it back, but there's a lot of negative stuff being around the community through content creators to another content creators, company to another companies. And I know there's good in this community. I know that for the 2 years I've been on it, I know there's been a lot of good stuff. So I wanted to do this show for a couple of reasons. And I will say this: Beer Talk with Bishop and Friend will still be here. So what I'm thinking, the idea behind this show was probably once a month, I will bring a, a person, a guest, and we will talk about behind that person, what that person does, contribute before they started on the community, just to get that person. So that was the idea behind it.
right.
And that's the idea of doing the show. So you were my first target,
Thank
right?
you, thank you. I
You
appreciate that.
had some ups and downs. We know about situations that have happened to you that we felt together, and we're here. So that's what I wanted to bring out. You know what I mean?
I appreciate that. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that.
So, let's do beer, bro. Just how long have you been here? The whole.
Oh, I started actually about 3.5 years ago, almost 4 years ago. I started growing my beard. Well, I've been always growing my beard forever, but in the sense of I've always shaved it in lines, or if not, I just kept it super short. When I was working for the retail company the automotive retail company I worked for, towards the end, I was looking for a way out, and I got to a point where mentally I was so stressed where growing the beard was the way out. For me, was the way out in the sense of, I just looked for something else. So I just let the beard grow, and just started from there. And then, of course, one day I met Chris from True North online, and I just started noticing his products and stuff like that. I started ordering, And then from there on, we just hit it off with a great relationship. And then from there on, you know, I just started going on from there, just making sure that, you know, just trying to do other, meeting other beard content creators and stuff like that, just looking at what Dancy's doing. And, you know, I learned what Dancy was doing. And of course, this is, you know, back 3.5 years ago. So, you know, it was amazing that, you know, how much the community has changed from then.
Right. And it is, man. When I started this, I always say this, and I will say this again. I don't care who's not, but when I started this, man, I started with Chief and Dino gave me the opportunity, right? Being on their show, and everything I have done from now on, Chief and Dino, and you know, I gotta thank them no matter what, because they gave me the shot, they gave me the opportunity. So it was, but you know, there is a lot of good companies, a lot of new companies, a lot of
Oh,
companies have
yeah.
been here for years. Um, some people don't like one company, and that's the beauty of it, because this lake is so big that for everybody to swim on, right?
Oh, yeah.
Well,
It's tremendous competition. It's, you can't, you know, when in the beginning when I started this, I only really thought there was True North, and I'm not gonna
right,
lie, Chris knows that. I really just thought it was just True North, and to support only True North, my mind was set on just that. So what happened was, I asked Chris for some advice. I said, how'd you feel if if I try some other products, because I really like to see what's out there. And it wasn't, not even asking permission, it was just advice, because he even told me, there's companies that you're not going to like, and there's companies that you're going to love, and we're all here for the same game. This is, there's a tremendous competition. I have the JZB5 that I created, that these are all just mentors that gave me the chance to become what I am now.
right. And like I said, man, this is like I said, one of the greatest things is that this company's owners out here, besides that they want to work, and of course their goal is always to send, right, to sell
Right.
product. But they're
Yeah.
still out here and they're helping everybody, and that's one of the good things. Thank you, Santa Tom, for being here. Appreciate it, sir.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Santa.
Always an
Oh,
honor.
yeah. No, it was a great experience, and to have that kind of mentorship, coming into this was great. Then I met Bearded Death. That was Dan from Bearded Death. From there, Dylan from Eternal Garden, then Bryant from Dead Man's.
Right.
And then we have James from Top Hat. It's just one of those where it just all fell in line. And what I can get out of all of them is that I get a good conversation. There are times that I may rant, but they're there to listen, they're there to advise, they're there to push, so they're just there to mentor the right way to go, because at the end of the day, there's a lot going on in this community, and unfortunately with what's going on, I do wish that everybody would get along. But the competition is real, and I respect that, even that, but even with that, sometimes you have to
Right.
just glorify your, just accept the glorification and just go on with it, and that's
Right.
it.
And a few more people showed up, so I'm gonna say hi to them. Diamond
No, go
Cuts,
ahead.
I appreciate it. Thank you for
What's
being
up,
here.
brother? Mm-hmm.
And then I know I saw some El Pot. How you doing, Pot? Boston Beard, thank you for being here too. I appreciate it. Everybody, if I will try not to miss anybody. Matt Knight, how you doing, brother?
What's up, Pud? What's going on, Pud?
Yep. So it is true, man. Like I say, it's like any community. There's gonna be it's gonna be up and downs, right?
Yeah.
It's unfortunately, but it is gonna happen as part of it. The part of this is, how do we fix it? How do we get back on the right track? How do we get
That's
yeah,
that's a hard one. Truthfully, that is a hard one, because that's something that as a content creator, we're only really there to support whatever companies comes in our way, and what we're approached with. I love working with everybody. That's one of those things that I was given the chance to from the beginning, and from there on, I come to realize this batch of people are amazing. They all have incredible ideas. They have a movement in their own way, and they want to show that movement, and that's what I love about it. I love being part of that movement. regardless if it's, you know, with the lowest maker to the highest maker. It doesn't matter. You know, I love being with everybody.
Right. And it's true. Like I said, and Chris, I agree. You know, one of the things that I admire about Chris, True North, a lot of companies, it's nothing to do with any other companies. Is what you get from Chris is what you get. You like it or not, he will tell you straight up. He don't run
Straightforward.
around it. Yeah.
Yep,
And I
straightforward.
like that because that's what we need nowadays. In this community, we can't be hiding. We need to be straightforward, not, you know what I mean? So
Yep.
Chris, I admire that. Just said that, you know, to the truth. So um, you know, so I I want to talk about something because um a few man, I don't recall exactly when was it, brother, but I'm gonna just bring it out. A few months back, you had a building that caught on fire. Remember that?
Ah, yes, my greenhouse. Yes, my
Greenhouse.
greenhouse. Yep.
And I mean, I remember some of the stuff because me and you were talking about
hmm
we were talking about that. And Born Beard, how you doing? Thank you for being here, sir.
What's up,
Um
Dave?
you want to collaborate on how, I mean, because I know your wife called you about that and you were working, remember that?
Oh yeah, no, it was just it, and it's still emotional. You know, it's still emotional to see that because you put a lot of work into this kind of stuff. You know, so you know, and I do this stuff by myself. Like literally, when I have time, when I have 5 minutes, I'm outside doing something. You know, that's one of those things I've always been like that. So you know, how it all started was my aunt, she gave me these mansion doors with these windows that you see there, the panes,
Right.
and beautiful panes. And then of course I built the whole thing around the idea of those panes. So I took the panes out, and then I decided this is how I'm going to draw this, and I made a 10 by 14 greenhouse, you know, and well, 10 by 18, and it became 10 by it's 10 by 14 now. But it was surrounded by that. She gave me, so what happened was my wife gave me a call. She's like freaking out. She's like, the house, the greenhouse is on fire. So I'm rushing home. I couldn't believe it. And then of course I'm seeing in the security camera, I'm seeing my father-in-law trying to put it out with the hose, which he did. Actually, he actually was able to do it before even the fire department even made it. He was actually able to put it out with the hose, garden hose, and plus a neighbor that just walked out of nowhere, came into the backyard, ran into the backyard, and started, you know, pulling on the hose and helping my father-in-law. And from there, it was just very devastating. If anybody's seen the video on the on our food page on Ann John's homestead, you know, that's something that you know, that greenhouse is a lot to me because, you know, you put so many ideas, a lot of time. I'm talking about there's nights that I was outside till like 12 o'clock at night, you know, where I should have been in bed because I had to go to work the next day, and I'm out there screwing panels and putting windows in, and just, you know, it's just a lot. So
Right.
anybody that does construction, anybody that builds anything on a personal level, it's very sentimental.
Right. It's true. And then I know you. I mean, I remember the pictures. You rebuild this is this the before or the after?
That was the before. That
That was
was
a
for my
window.
50th. That was for my 50th birthday. Yeah, that was after it was all completed. I made sure I wanted to get it done before my 50th birthday so I can have it for my 50th birthday.
Right.
And if anybody's seen it, of course, if you get to see the videos, it's a pergola. That used to be a pergola converted into a greenhouse. I started off with a pergola first. We enjoyed it for my mother-in-law's birthday as a pergola. It was a beautiful setup with a fire pit, in-ground fire pit, and then of course, you know, we realized we had two decks, and I'm like, why do I want two decks? So I'm looking across at the one deck from the pool, and I'm like, I'm gonna turn this into a greenhouse. And all I did was got a whole bunch of windows from Whitaker Roofing. It was a great company that's right here in Allentown, and they're all recycled glass. And they said, yeah, you can take whatever you want. I went there, I grabbed whatever glass I can grab, and I put this thing together. I put walls up, you know. So it's actually a pergola converted into an actual greenhouse. So it came out so beautiful, and I love it. We had so many great memories in it. You know, that's my wife uses that as a relax, somewhere to relax, get away from everybody. And she sits in there, reads a book, does whatever she wants to. She lights up her candles and, meditates.
Right. Hey man, like you said, bro, that it was the way how it happened. Sometimes I mean, you can't be prepared for that.
Oh no, I was.
You had the windows up for what, a year or 2 years before it happened.
Yeah,
I mean, you
yeah.
no
One
way
of the
you could
pains.
know.
Yeah, one of the pains had caused. So what was inside the greenhouse was just a sofa, dried out, little nice stylish sofa, French sofa, and here the one of the panes in the security camera, you can see it that it just started smoking for no reason, and we come to realize, and the fire department, when they saw this security camera, they said that yeah, one of the panes probably had caused for the heat, because it was real sunny that morning, real sunny, real hot, and it caused one of the panes to just, the panes want to cause the sofa to burst out on fire, and from there it was just amazing. It was just to see it in fire was just crazy.
Well, we have your son is on the chat.
Oh, okay.
So, thank you for being here. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no, thank you, Bobby.
Yeah. Um, it is. It was. I remember, man. You said I saw the video and the pictures and all that. I was like, wow.
Mhm.
It was something. Definitely. Um, let's. I also, for everybody that don't know, when you do your videos, bro, you use it's like watching a novela series. You know what I mean? Like a soap or what you call it? You call it something different. What do you call it?
Say it again.
You call it when you do your videos. You call it cinematic. What is it?
Oh, cinematic.
Yeah,
Cinematic.
yeah.
I love doing cinematic reels. It's just one of those things that when I do, especially our cooking reels, we love to I love to put that kind of action inside our videos. It's just one of those things that, today, if you look at the short-term memory a lot of people have, and when they watch these videos, you can watch cooking videos all day, and you can watch them where they change scenes every half a second. Yes, it looks cool, and you're done with the video within 10 seconds or 15 seconds. But what did you watch? You just watched somebody go, and then done. And, where I actually like to give you, what it feels like when I'm watching them and the music that I choose for them. In fact, all my music, all my videos that I do with beard, with food, I always choose the music at the end. I never make the video with the music until at the end I choose how I want it. But at the end, that's how it is. That's how it comes out.
So, I have a picture here. I'm gonna jump forward real quick. Let me see if I find a picture. I have a
Right.
picture here. I think did I pick it or not? Probably did not. Yeah, there was so many pictures, man. I missed it. But um, so your beer, Johnny's beer, it came off of two play like it came off for mental health because I know I
Mm-hmm.
see that, and he also came off, you know, about taking care of the beer,
Right.
because on our um, how would I say that? We're Hispanics, especially in Puerto Rico, because we and you
Mm-hmm.
had this discussion. Um, when I went to Puerto Rico, the first thing my grandma says, "Chafe." I was like, "Grandma, I love you, but I'm not shaving." I told
Both of
her,
mine said the same thing. Both of
I
mine
said, "I
said
love
the
you, I'm
same
not
thing.
shaving." And I did. I ended up trimming like 4 inches of my beard when I went over there, so that was a happy ending.
Mm-hmm.
But because it's kind of how do I say that, taboo for our community, for our culture. When people have beer, it's kind of like you two know good, right?
Yeah.
And that's how it is.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, is how it
You look
is.
like a bad person. You look like a bad person. And
Yeah,
we say it in Spanish, but I'm saying it in English.
it's how they say it in Spanish. Go ahead, let's say it.
Parece un hombre malo.
Yeah, like maleante, right?
Un
Like, yeah,
maleante. Yeah,
like
parece un maleante.
either you do no good or you do drugs or you're a bum from the street. That's usually, I mean,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
a generation how it is.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember before I went to Puerto Rico, me and you were talking about it, and that was funny because I was like, no, I told my grandma I wasn't gonna shave because this and that. And you know what? I went there. The first thing she hit me with, out of nowhere, it was shave. I was like, oh, no.
Yeah, both of mine said the same thing, but they love it. At the end, my grandmother on my mom's side, right, she once she felt it and she rubbed it and she
Right.
just laughed and she just loved it and she just that was just a great memory for her. So
Yeah. Warlock, how you doing, sir? And Frankie J, thank you for being here. I
what's up,
appreciate
brother?
you. And Coffee with Brewer, I appreciate you too. Thank you, brother. Um, it is. It's funny because, like I said, this is having a beer for our culture is kind of not. Yeah, I mean, you could have the little beer or the
Yeah,
goatee,
something tight. Mm-hmm.
and a
Something
lot
tight.
of this is not even racist. I'm just gonna say it. My show is always honest, and I love everybody here. But honest to God, this beer products on the beer is Caucasian people. That's what they're doing. We
Oh
never,
yeah.
you know what I mean. It is how it is. That's just and
No.
and it's something that we never, even in the island, we never had that. I remember my stepfather had a beer, but it wasn't as big, and his beer was never, you know, it was never like this. It was never style. It was never looking good. And then we come over here. We I start seeing dancing videos. That's how I got into it, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I love it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's just for our culture, most definitely something that it's not expected. It's kind of shamed, not shamed, but it's kind of weird when people do ask you, why are you growing your beard out? Why are you looking like
Yep.
that? And they gave me. There's a lot of people that give me attitude still to this day. Like, why are you even doing it? That
Right.
this is not your thing. This is not for us. It's almost like, why are you making it for us? Like it's not a separate thing. And I get the racial aspect of it because again, yeah, a lot of people say that this is not for where we should be at. This is not our group of people where we should be
Right.
hanging out. And what the hell do I care what you say?
I know.
What
And
the hell do I like? That's one of those things that pisses me off because you know what? I love being different. And I could care less. I love it that people ignore me. Even better. What I mean, because there's times that I'm out, that I am ignored. I feel that I'm ignored, but I prefer that it's like that. And if it's because of the beard, oh, so be
that's
it. I
right.
can care
That's
less.
right. It's true.
But
It's true.
one of the best feelings is also to be noticed. A guy from Home Depot, that I met the other day. It was an incredible. He left me with an incredible feeling because I walk in with my wife and we're just hopping, and all of a sudden I hear, "Yo, are you Johnny's beard?" And I'm like, "Who the hell's calling me?" And it was a white kid, and he was there, and like, "Yo, I love what you do. I love what you do with your videos. Can you tell me?" And I'm like, "Can you tell me what I can give you?" I'm like, "Oh, I wish I had like a little fanny pack where I can pull out some weird oils and
Right.
check this out." But I never walk. I'm not thinking about something like that at Home Depot. But
Right.
it was actually pretty cool. He was one of the employees there, and Josh, thank you very much. I appreciate you, brother. And it was just it's a great feeling that even somebody that I would never have thought of came up to me and said, "Yo, are you Johnny's beard?" And like,
Right.
yeah. And I actually got scared for a moment there because I didn't know if I should answer, but I answered, and he's like, "Yeah, no, I love your stuff, man. That's pretty cool." So
Right.
to be noticed for something like that is, it hits the heart really good. It
It
hits the
does.
heart really good. It changes mentality. What I was here for was, I started this as a beard care situation. Then it became more on working on my mental health, and from there on, it just worked out together as both of them. Beard care and mental health, men's mental health, just worked out. I love that I get conversations going with guys on my direct messages, on my DMs, about how they're feeling and what they should do. And you think this company make me feel good, and I've had guys that had mental breakdowns where as a content creator, they feel like they ain't doing enough, or they should, how can they be like doing stuff that I'm doing? And I never even told them. I don't gatekeep. I tell them, what you need to do. Try to do it this way. I don't want to tell you to do it like me, because
Right.
I've seen guys that I feel that do it like that, and I want them to be more genuine and let it come from them. Let it come that show that what they can be able to do. So.
Yeah. I mean, that's the truth. It's what we're trying
Mhm.
to do. Look, I I thought about shaving the other day, but I thought about shaving. I thought about a lot of stuff. And is I don't think my son will like it because he's used to it. He's used to this is his I mean, daily he tries to jerk on it, pull it, rub it.
Mhm.
And when he see me putting the oil, he wants me to put butter on his hair, on his beard, his skin. Uh, so I just thought that's funny to me, right? Because he just interested in what I'm doing. And
Oh yeah, no, I was at that point also, brother. And sorry to cut you there, but at the time when this community was, I felt that this community was falling apart. I was about to shave. I was about to wake up one day, and just say, let me start all over. Let me get offline. Let me not work with nobody right now because until everybody gets their shit together, we cannot. I can't work with people that have issues because
right,
it just makes not my job because it's not a job for me, but it makes the love that I love the stuff that I love to do harder because then I have to pick and choose who do I do it for, because if they're not going to get together, they're not going to work together, or if this community is not going to work together, then should I just start all over, let somebody else, let these other content creators come in and show their thing, because what, if I'm in the way, I'd be happy to step back.
right. So I got a random question, man. So at what point did your process of growing your beer, it became more than just growing your beer, to decide to
Oh,
do more.
right. Well, there was a turning point where everything shifted for me. So I got introduced to True North, and of course, that brotherhood changed how I saw the beer journey. It became deeper than just products. Then I started experiencing brands like Top Hat from Canada, Bearded Death, Dead Man's, and Eternal Garden. And from those brands stood out. They showed me the creativity and the quality in the community. So,
Right. So I have not tried Top Hat yet. I've been talking to him for a long time, but I have
oh
not.
yeah, James. I love conversations with James. James, him and I, we talk about drywall all the time. So it's weird because that's what he does. He does a lot of construction, and he does amazing work. Like I can never do the stuff that he does. I am just quick fix and that's it.
Right. A brewer said, Johnny's. I'm glad you stopped pulling on your beer, on your gray hairs. Sorry.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, so that when he says that's because so at one time I had my daughters, like in the beginning when I started this whole thing, way in the beginning, I had my daughters always pull all my gray hairs from here, so that way I always kept the white strip. So if you see on my beginning videos, I had this white strip really nice and everything was super black, so it looked like I painted it. I did not dye it. It's just I had my daughters always pull my gray hairs, and it's something for them to do, and plus I kind of like the feeling, so it was just one of those where I just lay there and just, all right, and I feel them all just kink 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 kink. And sometimes Sophia would go farther than one or two. She would always grab three or four, and I'm like, okay, that's a little bit
Right.
much, but but it was fun. It was fun for a little bit. But I was just trying to create. I was just trying to create a character.
Right.
What my beard would look good as. So.
So, uh, you have. So this is the funny thing. I have a garden too. You have a garden. I mean, your garden
Mhm.
is massive, bro.
Yeah.
I have a garden. And my wife take care of it, and I was just
Mhm.
telling you today
Mhm.
that we have a row. So we have onions. We have cilantro.
Mhm.
We have carrots. She have like 3 rows of carrots. She have uh a big old row of broccoli, sage, basil, uh cabbage,
Mhm.
lettuce. We just harvest the first beginning part of spinach today.
That's great. I love that. That's
And
great.
that was super great. I mean, I seen it.
Mhm.
It's just awesome, bro.
Oh, I
Uh,
love it. Gardening is one of those things that most definitely requires patience, dedication, consistency, because it's just one of those that um, if you decide to do gardening, you have to understand this is not something that's gonna, like, you're gonna expect something next week. You have to be patient about it. You just have to know that don't forget what you planted there,
right.
because there's times that I planted two or three things on top of each other, and I'm like, what the hell am I doing here? So it's happened to me already so far.
Yeah. Look, and True North said your eggplant. That brings me to one picture I have here of your eggplants.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, I can tell you right now, I mastered the eggplant. I've grown some bigger ones than that, the size of my head or even bigger. And we've enjoyed them. What's nice about it is that luckily Annie knows how to cook this stuff, and I learned. I grew this stuff not knowing how to eat this stuff, and I can
Right.
tell you the truth. I grew it just to say I grew it, but then I had to learn how to eat it, and it was totally a different thing. Because if you're not ready for an eggplant, it's not going to be what you think. You know what I mean? So from there on, just love at first sight. My first one that we did was fried eggplant, and it
Right.
was like eating French fries, and it was
Yeah.
eating like French fries with tomato sauce. And I'm like, why
Oh,
aren't
yeah.
people eating? Why aren't people eating this stuff? This stuff you can eat this stuff all day, and it became like that, and it just became to a point where I just mastered the eggplant. Basil, tomatoes, my favorite. It all started with the tomato
Right.
with a whole tomato stand, and of course peppers. Oh my goodness, yeah, peppers. I again, once you start learning, and what's good about social media, Instagram, you
Right.
follow some of the greatest content creators that are out there that are doing this kind of stuff, and they're again no gatekeeping. They're showing you, hey, this is how you do your peppers. Cut the tops off. Once they get to a certain point, cut the tops off. Basil is my favorite thing to grow, especially when it's a bushel
Yeah.
of basil. You know what I mean? I
It's
can grow bushels of basil, and it's almost amazing. Like, wow, I can't believe I just did all this.
so this is the thing. Basil,
Mhm.
parsley, and cilantro. It goes
Mhm.
back by itself.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
goes back by itself.
yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of things you don't have to worry. As long as you do it right, and as long as you cover it up throughout the year,
Yeah.
especially for the winter,
Well,
you're good.
yeah.
I always have to replant. I do a lot of seedlings. I don't know if anybody noticed on our page the last time. I was doing seedlings for beans. Even though they prefer that you do beans in you sow your beans right away. I like to do them separate because of what happened the other day. We had a freezing
Oh, yeah.
situation where I actually had to start all over. And luckily I left some of them in the baskets just, to take out and then replant again because I lost, a whole bunch of beans, and it was just crazy. It's very discouraging, but at the same time, it makes you feel like doing it again and let's go. I got this. I can do it. I still got time. It's only April. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
So
Right. Look, we got over here. It got hot. It got cold, but it didn't get too cold that we had to
oh no,
start it
yeah,
over.
we lost. Yeah, it was 2 days straight, 24, and one was 28, and one was 24, and I was so pissed because
Oh, yeah.
I already knew on the second day I was like, "You mother effer! I can't believe you're gonna right
It's a
now."
lot. It's a
After
lot.
after you just gave us 80, 80, and 90 days, 3 days of 80, 80, and 90. All of a sudden we're going to 30s and under 30s, and the 2 days after, and I'm like, "What the hell just happened?" You know what I
Right.
mean? That's why when I showed that video, I was planting beans is because I was happy that it was 80 degrees outside, and I'm outside planting them and enjoying it, and all of a sudden I'm crying because I'm like, damn it, I got to start all over. And luckily I had still a batch over that I can replant beans, and it just gave me that second opportunity. But man,
Now,
I've been watching the weather now, so
what kind of beans? Just green beans or
yeah, basic green beans and white beans. You know what I mean? It's
oh,
just your
I got you. I got you
yeah.
something. So you got what kind of peppers you have? You got green peppers,
I
uh,
do them all. I do
all the
green
peppers.
peppers, all the peppers. I do all the peppers. Palanco,
Yeah.
I always get that name wrong.
Yeah.
Those peppers, anything, hot peppers, I love them all. We
So
try to, this year we're going to be doing a lot of jarring, and we're going to learn how to do that kind of stuff because, and what was the best part is that I felt really good is that when Annie told me, look at this, we still, we had a whole bunch of vegetables left over in the freezer that she had frozen, and it
yep.
was an opportunity to feel good about. You see that you don't even have to go to the store for
Oh
this
yeah.
kind of stuff. So
So
anybody that wants to do a garden, trust me, you want to do that because if you can, I don't know when's the last time we had to go get tomatoes. Like when's the last time you actually saw tomatoes at the store? Like you had to go buy them.
we don't.
We never had to.
No, I don't need it. I got my wife said I got some winter onions. I don't know what that is, but the green stuff of the winter onions, brother, no
Mhm.
lie, they grow like 2 feet long.
Yeah,
And
onion chives.
her and my son put them on the fingers and just play around with it.
Hmm.
Uh, so you were talking about beans. So this is This is the third year doing the garden. The first year, we planted okra like crazy. That
Okay.
that thing
Never.
grew
I
like
never did
crazy.
that. Never did
Uh,
that because we don't eat that.
I don't eat it either. She likes it. She likes it a little bit, but it was too much for us, so we were giving it away.
Mm.
And then tomato plants, they were coming out of everywhere.
Tomatoes are my
And
favorite.
then we did potatoes. I know I had a
Potatoes
picture
also.
of the potatoes, but I couldn't find it. So potatoes, we made the mistake that we put them in the ground and we couldn't find them. So this year, I've been looking at some other options, and one of the options is milk crate. You put a
Oh,
milk
to dry
crate
it in milk crates.
or
Yep, we could do that.
or hampers, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Baskets and stuff like that. So we're gonna try that this year. And then we did green beans. That did pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, we did corn, just like five corn plants, because and then sunflowers. That my backyard was full of sunflowers everywhere. Yes, that's what I was getting. Who asked, do you make your own sofrito and freeze it?
Yes. Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
So I got a question for you, because that's what I was coming up. Out of our garden, we have made. I made sofrito. My
Mm-hmm.
mom don't even know how to make sofrito, and when I told her that I made it, she was surprised. How do you make your sofrito? That's your style. But then, what do you do with it? You put it in the refrigerator? Do you freeze it? Do you freeze it on a liquid form, or how do you do it?
No, well, we do it all. We get it all done. Once we get it all chopped up and stuff like that, it's frozen. It's
Right.
frozen as liquid form. It's frozen as liquid form right away. So it's something that Annie knows how to do right away with her family, and it's something that, and again, they're grown. They're taught that since they were small.
Right.
It's just one of those things that, and that's the good thing about, I guess, being Puerto Rican. That part is that you can save money and make your own stuff like that, and. One of those things, it's very expensive if you put all those together. It's very expensive, and if you had to
Right.
buy all that just to make one little bottle or one little taza, it's a lot that gets
Right.
involved in something like that. So
Right.
you have to grow it. You have to grow
Yeah.
it, and especially if you want to save money. And this
That's it.
year, for my daughter's birthday coming up on May 9th, it's going to be a little. It's going to be an actual Bad Bunny, Bad Bunny Super Bowl party
Right.
kind of style, and she made sofrito for everybody that's coming. So in the sense of, that's what we're giving out as gifts, to all the adults, to everybody. And everybody's getting a nice, a pote of sofrito,
Yeah.
because that's just how it is. That's some Puerto Rican right there for you.
And look, that is the deal. So there's a question on the chat, a great question, but I'm gonna finish this sofrito conversation. Do you know what I just? So I was doing a gallon. I was doing probably a quart at the time of sofrito, right? And then
Mm-hmm.
I this last time I did a whole gallon of it, a
Mm-hmm.
whole gallon, probably a little bit over a gallon. Yeah, I think it was a little, because I had almost 2 gallon bags on it. And then what I did was I was putting them ice trays, right? Them ice trays. I was putting them in there, and then I freeze them. Then when they done, you flip them over and then put them in a gallon bag.
Yeah.
And if you do that, um, it's easier to, like, all you gotta do is open the freezer, grab 1 or 2 ice cubes. What, they're not ice cubes, but you know what I mean, and just
Yep.
put them in your rice or whatever you're gonna use, and you cook it,
Mm-hmm.
and it works.
Oh yeah. It's just, again, you have to figure it out yourself. If you the way things are nowadays, you have to save that money. You have to save
Right,
that money.
right.
I,
Um,
I encourage anybody to do a garden, regardless if it's out of buckets or out of crates or out of hampers, whatever. Just do your own, because truthfully, I this year we actually did more potatoes. I planted more potatoes this year. Like, if it's going to go out of style, I want to make sure it lasts all the way until next year.
yeah, for sure.
That's how many potatoes we're doing. So
And
it's
then
just one of those that we have to.
right, and I got some seeds to do. Actually, recaito and sofrito is almost the same thing. Almost,
Sí,
literally
lo
almost the
mismo.
same thing.
Sí, es
It's
lo
just
mismo.
1 or 2 things you change, but it's almost the same thing. Let's get to the question. Johnny, Big Kenny wanted to know about the shelves in the back. He wants to know,
Oh, the
did you
chef.
build it yourself?
I did build them myself. They are from spacers from cabinets. So my sister, she is a manager for a lot of these apartments that are around here. She's one of those general contractors, and when they build she builds these kitchens, they're left over with so many spacers that I quietly took them all and decided, well, you know what, they're perfect for what I want them for. So they were throwing them away, and I felt so bad. And I was like, why are they throwing out these spacers? And from there on, it just became something that I said, you know what, I'm going to make some shelves out of this. So I just got the right size, and they're all 6 inches apart, so it fits all these. It fits all the perfect bottles. Especially Basil's perfect bottle right there. But it
Great,
fits everybody's perfectly. So
great job. Now that I mean, I was gonna bring that up later, but let's get the big elephant out of the picture. That big
I
old thing you got back there. You
oh,
know,
that thing right there. All
yeah.
right. All right. So Annie, for Christmas, she decided, being that you're always busy. Here, you want to open up the video one? Give me the whole video by myself.
Yeah. No, you good. You good.
Yeah. So she
Yeah.
said that because you're so busy, she did it as a spoof. She said, you know what, I'm going to order pictures so we can all take pictures with you since we know you're not always here. So I was like, okay, so then that's perfect. So now they all take pictures with this all the time as a spoof. So it's pretty funny.
Right. And so True North said this. We were it's a little behind on the comments, but True North said this. Johnny should start his own pasta sauce company.
Nah, that what the best thing about, again, the tomatoes and freezing tomatoes is that you find out this year is that you still have some in the freezer, and that's the best feeling ever. So pasta sauce, I love to, but I enjoy everything that Andy makes, so we're good with that.
So your tomato plants,
Mm.
did you bought them or you grew them from seeds?
I grow most of my stuff from seeds. If I see, because of this freezing, I started my seedlings for tomatoes late, only because I learned last year what happened last year. And
Right.
of course, I was so happy with this year. I started planting my beans early, and that's when I decided, let me wait before I do all my seedlings. But a lot of my stuff is from seedlings first. I do have to fall apart and go down to Home Depot and get some plants, because if it's not
Right.
working, if the ground's not working, you have to, it's okay with that. It's nothing wrong with that. I try to go organic, but even organic now is super expensive. So
Right.
now we're just going with the basic. And even with the basic, you can still make something with the basic.
Oh yeah, of course, definitely.
Hmm.
Look, let's we're 58 minutes into it.
Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry about that.
Let's do one of the first giveaway.
Sure. Sure.
Let me see. Again, today's show's sponsored by Valahar. They're blessed us with 2 giveaways. We're gonna do the first one for a combo. I do believe it is.
Okay.
And then so the way we're gonna do it, Johnny,
Mhm.
is I'm gonna put a number at the bottom. You're probably gonna see it.
Okay.
We're gonna do this number, and then hold on, let me.
I see it.
You see it on yeah, okay. So we're gonna put it in here, and then so we're gonna do a number 1 to 17 for the combo for Valahar, and
Okay.
it starts right now, number 1 to 17 for
Mhm.
the combo for Valahar. We appreciate Valahar. If you guys have not tried it, I'm telling you, they're out of California. Is Dancy did a review on it, and it's great. It's a great oils. Um, it's a husband and wife's team. Uh,
I love it.
uh,
I
yeah,
love small batches
it's
like that.
definitely great.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's a $40 value, full size oil, and
Nobody.
full
Come
size.
on.
Garage. The show is coming. It's always behind. 1 to 17.
All right.
And good luck. So it's full size or beer watch conditioner balm butter oil. And
I love their
definitely,
design. I love their
yeah,
design. It's pretty cool.
definitely great stuff. You guys
Hmm.
got to give it a try. Um,
Oh,
and there it
oh,
goes.
oh, 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 oh.
We already have a winner. And no, he is not. he don't have no clue what the number was because he's not in the group chat, the private chat. So Mike Ramsey is the winner. Appreciate you, Mike.
Congrats,
You
brother.
know,
Congrats.
congratulations, brother. I appreciate you reaching out and thank you, bro. Just reach out to Valahar and then we'll hook you up. And again, you guys, if you guys have not tried Valahar, just give it a try. I
Yeah, it's
do
a classic
believe
look. I like that.
it is a classic look. The whole packaging and system that they have is great. They have good things coming up in the
Mhm.
future, and I'm glad to say that I'm helping out. Uh, Mike Ramsey,
Mike Ramsey. Yep.
yeah, Mike Ramsey masters them. Um, so I do thank you, and stay tuned because there's at the end of the show it will be another giveaway for one for bottle oil, Fool's
Yep.
bottle oil. So I appreciate that.
Yep. Sorry to keep everybody on. I know that.
Oh no, it's good. It's good. All right. So perfect. Um, and let's move. Thank you for being here. We appreciate you. Um, I hope you're having a corn dog today. um, this community is great. Valahard, thank you. I really,
Oh,
really appreciate it. Love you
I love
guys.
it.
And I know what we got coming up is gonna be great. Let's
Yeah.
keep talking about vegetables, man, because it is great. So the that stuff when you freeze it, man, it is so easy to put in. Like if you're gonna do the beans, right? If you're
Hmm.
gonna get 1 cube and you put it in there,
That's it.
uh, it's easy. I
Yeah.
was so surprised when I went to Puerto Rico. I actually told my grandma to do that, and my aunt and my dad, and they love that. They love
Yeah,
that.
because before it was just use a spoon, take out what you
Right.
need, and that's it.
Yeah, it was.
Hmm.
And, another thing is, so my wife is Native American, and I got her hooked up, bro. On I got her hooked up on plantains. She loves plantains. She goes to Walmart and she finds the plantains either ripe or not too ripe, but she finds them, and so I made for her some rice, and I got plantains, and I put the sofrito, put it in there, cook it, get a little bit golden. If it's ripe, it's better because it's sweeter, right?
Right.
And then I cook it up and put some onions on it, and then I do the rice. And dude, I got her hooked up with that. It's yeah, she's on that like crazy.
Yeah, you got to show me your garden, brother. I can't wait to see it.
Yep, I
You know,
will.
I have Eternal Garden, Dylan from Eternal Garden. He's out
Yeah,
of California, and he has a nice little garden, like which surprised me because California, you get to grow a lot of cool stuff, and
right.
he has a really, really nice looking garden. So I give him credit on that one, and I'm glad that we're connected that way also.
Yeah. Look, so I'm doing I'm making I got seeds for gandules, and I'm gonna plant some over here this next week coming up. I'll be planting
Hmm.
gandules.
Yeah, you won't have those until July, to the end of
Yep,
July. Yep.
yep. And then I'm gonna try something crazy. I was watching YouTube, and I know on YouTube you could get if you cut the tip of a plantain, right? That and you put it on water, it will
Oh, to
grow
help
root.
out with the seeds. Yeah, you can
So
help
I'm
out with the
gonna
seeds.
see if I have a plantain tree, right? You never know.
Well, where you grow at, again, it has to be like California, something, or Florida, something really hot where it's mostly hot the whole time.
Right, right. No, it's
You
not.
know,
It's not all the time. I mean, it's mostly hot here. So,
yeah.
let's see what else. Let's talk about this because you, unfortunately, how long was it now? 6 months now.
Oh, yeah, we're going on. It started. It happened in for New Year's Eve. For
Right.
New Year's Eve, my wife was cooking. She was cooking something downstairs. She came upstairs to tell me something, and then we started conversating. But I didn't know she was cooking downstairs. She had totally forgot that she had left something on the stove. And then when I hear, the alarm, that's when we both started flying downstairs, and all of a sudden, the kitchen is almost on fire. The fire was at least almost about to hit the exhaust, and right underneath the microwave, and it was just high enough so it, in my mind, You know, here I'm thinking I'm only 5 feet away from the door. You know, I can grab it and go to the door and then, you know, chuck it or whatever. Like, I don't know any of that stuff, you know, but, you know, and
We don't think about it. We don't
I
think
didn't think, yeah, I didn't think about it. And here we're in the kitchen all the time. We're in the kitchen all the time. And you would think she would have thought of it. And she did. She thought about it after. She goes, all I needed was to put sugar and you should have just waited. But I, you know, it's one of those things where I, you know, it's either wait and see what else catches on fire or just grab and go. So, you know, I grabbed, I turned, I was perfectly going. I went this way. Once I moved forward, it went like this right away. I thought it was going to hit my face. So I just started running with it like this, like, holy shit. I started running and then I hit the door the wrong way. I tripped. The shit went all over the place. And of course, that's when it grabbed my hand. And, you know, from there on, I was done.
It is, man. But look, that hand heals pretty. I mean, you know, your hand.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, I'm going to be left with the pigmentation like that, but you know, I'm okay with that. It has a great story. It's a funny story because, you know, it's just one of those cooking stories that you kind of know that next time you just put sugar
or flour, yeah, either
or flour.
Yeah.
But she had the sugar right there.
Yeah. So, man, I know that you got a passion for one of your. I think it's one of your YouTube. You have like 3 YouTube videos, shows, right? I mean, channels, right?
I do. I'm working on Faceless. You know, anything, especially content creators that are working on, you know, doing anything. Start with a Faceless YouTube channel. You know, I mistakenly went on Tara's live one day from my YouTube page, and then when she was happy that she saw, you know, the page name, I was like, holy shit, I'm in the wrong page. Let me go back to my page real quick. You know, not that I didn't want them to know, because I love Tara. She's freaking super cool, and I love watching her show. But it's just one of those that I just didn't want, you know, people to know that, you know, that I'm also trying to do something like that. You got to, if you can try a Faceless YouTube page, try a Faceless YouTube page. Open up 2 or 3. You know, I worked with you, showing you what it can be done, and you can do this within an hour. You know, and you know, now I understand when they say you need to spend 2 to 3 hours, because it does take a minute for you to decide how to create a scene, you know, and what is it that you want to do. So I am doing a Faceless. There is a Faceless channel for, you know, Seinfeld. I have a Faceless channel for you know, for how do you say, for sounds, for in the sense of like river sounds, you know, yeah. So anything that's calming, you know, fireplaces, you know, those Christmas ones that you see that you see a nice Christmas scene and it's just a fireplace going off and stuff like that. I am working on stuff like that because, you know, the stuff is very, very it's very easy to manage. You know, it's easy to create. You know, you just got to know what programs are out there to use. And there's a lot of free stuff out there. You know, you've seen that. I showed you that there is a lot of free programs out there that you can do that.
And so True North said, I remember talking to you on the phone after it happened. I'm happy that you're better, and about the hand.
Oh yeah,
I remember that too. And then Valhar said, Faceless YouTube are harder to make, in my opinion. They're entirely different skills. And you know, it is because I tried it too. You have it's not like with YouTube you can just put a video in there. When it's Faceless, you have to, the editing on it is a little bit
harder.
Different, yeah. So I do agree with her.
What's nice about YouTube is that, you know, YouTube does give you sounds, music, you know, sounds of fire, sounds of water running, sounds of a river running, you know, just all kinds of different sounds. And you can just reloop a lot of that stuff onto your videos. It's creating the video itself, which is just a 3-second video. You create a 3-second video, and you've seen how easy that was, you know, other than creating the actual design of the vision that you're trying to do of the fireplace. You can't just put a fireplace and have a crackling fireplace. You can't type that into AI. AI will not accept that. You have to type, you know, something very, very definition that shows, you know, what you want on the wall. If you want something, you know, on the floor, if you want something, you got to make it interesting. And, you know, that's the hardest part. Right. And how to write it, how to write your scripts, you know, regardless if some of these AI programs, they help you write these scripts, you know, you still have to manage that part.
Right. JB, thank you for coming in. I appreciate it, sir.
JB, what's going on, brother?
And it is it could be. I could see why people call it's relaxing for people to do and for other
Yeah,
people to just listen to it. But you do have to put the time on it to pay off, right?
you have to put
It's
time. You,
with everything. It's with everything. Making oil, content, you have to grind to make it work. So you have
yeah.
to put your time on it. And it
Yeah,
is.
there's times that I've been here 2 o'clock in the morning, sitting downstairs and trying to figure out why isn't this working, and and then why isn't it looping? Why isn't it sounding right? And then of course I have to start all over the next day, and
Right.
you kind of say, you know what, I'm done. And so you take off. And there's times that I've taken off for a week before I even retouch it again because, again, it's faceless. It's not something that I'm getting paid for, but eventually, if I look at the views that's going on right now, it will happen. Am I looking for that? Yes, because just like everybody else, how are they doing it and why can't I? You know what I mean? So it's just one of those that I think if you push yourself harder for that kind of stuff, it can get done. You just got to work harder at it. Yeah.
And it is. Um it is you got to put your work on it.
Yeah.
Like yeah, I agree. It's Chris always says it. You got to grind to make it work, and you got to work hard at it. And
Hmm.
it's something that always in my mind. And when I talk to Chris, I don't a lot of the other company owners I talk to a lot, but Chris, I talk to Chris, and Chris reminds me of Chief because they will
Oh,
shoot
I
you
love
straight.
Chief.
They won't bullshit you. They will tell you straight how it is, and I appreciate that.
I love
Uh,
Chief. Chief is badass.
Hey, if you could type on the chat, just type the link to your faceless to the.
Oh, it won't let me. It won't let me type. I don't. This is iMac. I don't know. I'm
Oh,
still
okay.
learning this computer, but I will put it out on one of my pages on Instagram. I'll put it on my Instagram.
So I also know that you have a passion for vehicles and then
Oh yeah.
and motorcycles.
Yeah. Yeah, that's my 1980 bobber.
Yep.
It was a lucky find. In fact, the only thing that I did to that bike was put tires on it. I put Harley Davidson white walls on it. It had really skinny tires, and it was, don't get me wrong, it was not pretty. It was not a pretty bike when I first bought it. And when good friend of mine, Mike, he said we should put some white walls on that, and I said, white walls, that would look pretty badass. And then of course he helped me get some white walls. He put my white walls on it. Mike McLaughlin, he's a great mechanic for Dan Cycle over here in Allentown, Pennsylvania. And he helped me put the tires on, and I think he was just as ecstatic as I was. It's just one of those where I just felt like, oh, this is badass. This is a badass bike. And then of course from there on, I was able to get into a magazine, and then from there on, and then the bike sits because, it's just one of those that, and not that I retired from it, but, truthfully, the 2 years that I've been not just doing this, but, with everything else is going on, I wish I had time to ride. And truthfully, a bike is really just for leisure. If I have
Right.
time for a ride, I'll ride it. But, even
So,
I know I shouldn't be on the bike if I got shit to do at home. So,
so
so
you
I stay off the bike.
you said magazine. I know you got a copy of the magazine in your hand.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
Let me
Yeah,
see all
this
that.
is I was in the horse. It was in the horse magazine. It's pretty badass. It was incredible. It was an incredible experience. One of the guys, I was riding I was going to the mall, and here this guy's viciously trying to pull me over. I'm like, oh shit, I think he wants to steal the bike or something. So I'm not paying attention. He's like, stop, slow down, slow down, slow down. And then of course that was Tony Dillio, and he said, John. And when I met him, he said, dude, you got to get this bike in a magazine. I want this bike in a magazine. I got somebody right now that'll take pictures for it. And then I said, sure, why not? And then I didn't hear anything for a while. And then, of course, the photographer called me. He goes, hey, we're going to have a shoot over at the Northampton Gun Club, right there a few minutes away from Dan from Bearded Death. And I went down there, and that was it. And then, of course, it was a great experience. It's just something that, I didn't think just putting white walls would catch everybody's eye. And every time I take it out, people are just like, yo, that bike is badass. And, it's just a one-off bike. It is a custom bike. The gentleman, his name is Pierre. It was an Asian brother. He built the bike in California. He brought it. One day at the time I was working for AutoZone, and I went to his garage to do a delivery, and I saw it. I saw the back tire sticking out. I was like, "Oh, that's an ugly bike," but let me see what it is. And then I realized it was a custom bike that I knew nobody had. It had a peanut tank, so I'm like, "Wait, this has a peanut tank. Nobody has custom bikes. Always have peanut tanks." And then from there, he said, I just want $2,000 for it. Take it off my hands right now. Luckily, that day we got paid, and I was like, I'll be right back. And that was it. And I just said, you know what, I'm taking that. And luckily, a little bonus that I had from AutoZone at the time, I was like, you know what, I'm using that, and that's it. And that was the perfect timing. I took that home on a Saturday, and I couldn't stop laughing.
So let's talk about the Acura right next to it.
The Acura, okay. The Acura is I have had that car since 2011. That car's been with me. Is one of my longest cars. I've had another one that I've collected probably over 11 of them since 2001. My first one was in 2001. I bought in Clearwater, Florida, and then from there on, I fell in love with the Legends when I came up here. It was just one of those cars that, for some odd reason, I can find them for $500, $300. Like, people were just getting rid of them. They didn't want them, and I'm like, why would you not want this car? So I had so many of them at one time where, when Annie and I first moved to our first apartment, I had all 4 of them lined up in front of the house coming down this hill, and people were always driving by like, yo, look at these guys' cars. They're like, and it's all mine. And I'm like, yeah, I had 4 of them sitting in front of my house, and people were like, what the hell is this guy doing with all 4 Legends here? So yeah, it was just an experience. Again, I love these cars. I've worked on cars since I was a kid. My dad's a mechanic, and it's just something that I learned off my dad. And from there on, I just always took care of my own. Never really. I always worked on everybody else's. I always work on people's cars now, but it's something I just do on a personal level for myself now. It's just for me.
So the motorcycle, I love motorcycle. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
I like the Acura. I have one. My brothers have one all the time, but this is the bad boy that I like right there, bro.
No, that's the 64 Corvair. That's when we went out with the family. Look at my daughter. That's my daughter Gabby. She's cheesing. We went out for the first time. So this car we bought in 1999. My cousin held it down at his home while I was in Florida, and then I came back in 2005, 6, and then of course he still held it down because I didn't have a place to stay, and I didn't want that car anywhere because it's a scary car to drive. It has 4 drums. That day we drove it is because I had fixed all the brakes. I had finished doing a whole big project on it. I fixed all the drums. I told Annie, let's go for a ride finally. And she said, let's go for it. And I was scared as hell. I was like, oh boy, this is it. This is the first run. And, in 2016 is when we finally drove the car. After I took the car home in 2016, the car sat for many, many years because, again, I didn't want to drive it because it was just scary to drive because of 4 drums.
So you don't have a beer on that picture. How old were you in that picture?
No, that's 2016. That's when I had it really tight like this. That's
okay.
2016. That's exactly 2016. We took out the car. I took it home. I got it fixed really quick, and I said, let's go for a ride. I was dying to take it out, and finally we had a garage. It finally sat with me in the garage, and then from there on, it was just something that we just had a ball that day. It was just incredible. Great experience. The girls had a great time. I have great photos with the girls in it. They were just loving it, and it's just one of those happy moments. You already know that's just how it is. Those cars bring out happy moments and memories.
That is one of my favorite cars right there. When I saw the picture the other day, you did it live, and I saw the picture in there. I was like, wow, because it's for you guys that don't know, that car is factory.
Yeah, all factory. It's 50. It only has 52 now. Remember, I bought it. We bought it back in 99 when it was bought. The car was probably driven 3 times. One for Easter. It was for a parade, and around the block a few times, but we never put mileage on it. And when we bought it, again, it had only like 50 some miles on it. Now it has only 52,000 miles on it. Right. So, if it's original miles, I'm gonna say that it's all original miles because I never put miles on it because I just don't want nothing to happen to it. Right. Will I trade it for something? Yes, I will trade it for my first car. My actual first car was a 1970 Honda 600 sedan. And if anybody ever wants to look that up, it's a 1970 Honda 600 sedan. It had 10-inch wheels. That was my first car for high school. My mom bought that for me from our neighbor for $1,000, and that car was just another amazing little toy to experience in. So
Yeah, look, have you ever thought about selling it by yourself, or have anybody offered you anything for it?
yeah, my neighbor next door, actually my neighbor next door, he reminisces all the time how he had one in school and he would love to get one again. And of course, I'm gonna tell you something right now. You can sit in that car and it has such an antique smell, such an original antique smell, that's what he fell in love with right away when he came over. And he asked me if I wanted to sell it, but um, unfortunately, you know how people are. They like to lowball you. That I
Right,
only give you this. I only give you this, and I'm like, you're not going to give me that, so then you can resell it. You're either going to give
right.
me what I asked for, so you can keep it, or that's it. Because you're not going to buy it off me, so you can then later on resell it and make money. That's impossible. I already lost two. I lost a motorcycle like that one time, and I lost a car like that.
Yeah,
Where people were just, oh, I want it, but I only have this, and then I'm like, all right, I'll sell it. And then all of a sudden, I see them sell. I had my 1957. I had a 1957 Chevy 4-door sedan. Also, I sold for next to nothing, and the guy pissed me off, and he turned around and he sold it for like almost 10 grand, and I sold it for like 3,000. He was crying over 3,000. I was like,
yeah, bro.
and I sold it to him, and all of a sudden he's selling it for 10 grand, and I'm like, what the hell is that kind of shit? You see, that's the reason why I don't like selling nobody cars, because of that same reason.
Oh yeah, it is. It's that. I mean, people take advantage of it, but it is.
Yeah, no, that
It is
doesn't happen no more. That's why I keep them now.
right. Oh, I love that car. You better keep that, man. Like I said, pictures. You take pictures. You take this little videos, bro, and then it just simple pictures that you take. It just looks so like professional. One of the things
Thank
that I
you.
like, I can tell you this. One of the things that I like is I don't have it, but you know which one I'm talking about. When you hurt your hand and you couldn't do nothing, your wife was
Mhm.
doing the videos with you, bro.
Oh yeah.
And that video, even my wife was like, she looks so good on it. She looks like she's the music, the background, it looks so professionally done. And the funny thing is, me and you were talking about, and you told me that she didn't want to do it. She looks so like she was having fun.
Oh yeah, no. I had to actually tell her, come on, do it like this, do it like that. But she, it was just one of those where, to do videos, she's not really, doing our food videos. It's the same thing. Don't make sure you don't catch me in them. Don't make sure you don't record me. She's yelling at me half the time. Are you recording me? And I'm like, I gotta record you at least your elbow or at least your hand.
Right.
So, but in this one, I told her about it. She's like, okay, I got to get dressed then. And then, she went out. She bought something really quick. She came back, she got dressed, and then from there on, we just took our time, and I just told her, okay, just do this, and then just do this, and just do this, and then it just came out exactly how perfect. It just came out perfect.
Yeah. And she did, like I said, the whole video, the whole scenario, how it worked out, and then the head, it just do it. It was badass. I just gotta say that.
No,
So
she works it. She loves it. I think I quietly. It's just she just gets scared about it because of course anybody else that's not interested in that kind of stuff,
right,
doesn't want to be in it. That's all right with me though. She loves it.
right, right, right.
My uncle had a Bel Air growing up. He
Oh
sold a
yeah.
Japanese
Look,
investor, rolled back.
I had a
Bel Air's
80,
already loaded up.
I had a Delta 66. And one time I was younger, so I went over to see a girlfriend, and I was drag racing it. Pull up, parked it. About an hour later, the fire department won. I didn't realize the car was burning.
Oh, I had an oil leak. It probably had
It
an
was,
oil leak.
it was overheating. He
Oh,
overheated.
overheating, even
Yeah,
worse. Yeah.
yeah. Yep. Chicano culture was on the race. So, yep, and it's true.
Oh yeah.
Car shows around here. Yep. Look, Chicago, uh, California, Chicago, even in Cleveland. When I was in Cleveland, they used to do, uh, of course, the Puerto Rican parade. Um,
Mm.
you know, I love. I'm proud to be where I'm at. First of all, I am an American. I'm proud to be from Puerto Rico. I love my flag.
Mm.
I love my island. But I gotta be honest, man. You put, and this is, I think this is with every culture. Unfortunately, with every culture, you put two and two. Oh, you put more than five on the same. I want to use Hispanic Puerto Ricans, and because
Mm.
I'm Puerto Rican, you put five Puerto Ricans together on something nice, we're gonna screw it up. I mean, it's just a fact. It's,
Yeah.
it's just a fact. We get stupid. We do stupid stuff. We had for years in Cleveland. We had the Puerto Rican parade. It was awesome, bro. It was like all the cars. They will let us do burnout, stupid shit.
Mhm.
One idiot got drunk and he ran over two kids. They didn't kill nobody, but it hurt them. And of course, poof, everything got shut down. Right?
Wow.
It happens to. It happens in every culture. I mean, that's just a fact. It happens
Yeah.
in every culture. But
I have a good friend of mine, Rudy Lowriders. If
yeah,
anybody watches him, he's on Instagram and he's on Facebook. He's a Chicano badass hydraulic installer. He makes his own tubing. He does his own
smart.
chroming. Just incredible work. Rudy Lowrider, most definitely that guy. I met him when I was in my automotive stage, and it's just one of those. I'm so happy that I met somebody like him. You know, he has such great stories. He has so many amazing cars that he works on, and I am so happy and grateful that I met somebody like him. That, you know, he always tells me, Johnny, let's do something to your Corvair, and I'm like, I want to, but you know, it's just one of those.
Yeah. Hey, so let's. I know that you just mentioned Rudy. Let's talk about this. Because you just told me earlier about this sidewalk comedian that you're gonna do today.
Oh well, it's actually raining really bad. So
Right.
I think it's going to be rained out. Liddy Leak, yeah, Liddy Leak. He's a comedian from Allentown here, and you know, he's always doing sidewalk interviews and stuff like that. And I told him, hey, I'm going to stop over after this. I'm going to stop over there and hang out for a little bit with you and talk with you for a little bit. And you know, I've known him since my advanced days when I worked at the store. And you know, I met him from there, and it's just been a great. I love following great content creators like that. You know, he's in the comedic world. You know, he does different content. He doesn't do beard. He has a little beard on, but you know, it's just one of those that you know, I enjoy what he does. You know, and especially local. You know what I mean? It's just a local cat that does really good, funny stuff.
Yeah. I mean, it is. So I want to jump something. I know this conversation has been great, and I'm pretty sure the
Hello, Renee.
how you doing, Renee?
Renee.
You're just a little late, but hey, never late in this show. I mean, good to be here.
That's all right.
We love
That's
you.
all right.
I hope you feel better, and then your car situation is better. I know last week you had some car problems, so
Oh,
hopefully
she did.
it is better. Yeah.
All right.
So let's talk about, because me and you had this conversation earlier, and it was a great topic. COVID. I mean, a lot of people don't want to talk about it, but you know, me and you were talking about, you were working on retail,
Mhm.
and I was driving trucks for the postal service back then, and it was crazy. COVID, how
Oh, it was
COVID
crazy.
changed everything. I mean, who remembers in the chat COVID? How crazy
Oh
was
my.
it? COVID,
COVID was nasty. COVID was, you know, it wasn't a terrible experience for, at least for me on my end, being a retail employee. You know, and then we were essential workers. We were called essential
right?
workers, and you know, there was nothing essential about it. You know, especially working at an automotive retail store. You know, if somebody needed a battery, they'll eventually have to get a battery. But you know, being essential for that when nobody was showing up, it was just terrible. You know,
Right.
COVID really messed up. And if anybody realized it, back in right when the week of the shutdown for everybody in COVID, you know, people were diving into the store for $9.50. When I
Oh
say
yeah,
$9.50, people were, and I thought that was normal, like $9.50. I remember when $9.50 was, you know,
a lot,
hey,
a lot.
that was a lot.
Yeah,
That
it
was the
was a
shit,
lot.
and that's what you're gonna get.
It
You
was a
know,
lot.
so right after that, and you lost, you know, when the DM came in and told everybody they can go home, whoever chooses to go home, you know, us managers, we had to stay there. So, you know, we
Right.
had to work throughout the whole thing. And, you know, it just became, you know, just unbearable. You know, I
Right.
remember the fights. I remember the people, you know, how they just pick a fight just for
Oh yeah.
anything, just because you were standing too close to me. Oh,
What
yeah. It, like, seriously, it wasn't that serious, but people made it to
what
become
about?
so serious.
I got one better. I got one better, brother. What about the toilet paper? The toilet
Ah,
paper. People buying toilet paper and shopping carts, two shopping carts full. Like you could eat toilet paper. Listen, and I'm gonna be gross. If I had to take a poop and I didn't have no toilet paper on COVID, I would wash my ass with water. But
that's
toilet
it.
paper. Wow.
That's it. That's it. If not,
Yeah.
you're gonna have to buy what is it called for your toilet?
Oh, bidet. A bidet.
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 Yeah, you know.
A bidet.
Learn
It,
how to buy a bidet, and that's
it
it.
is insane, man. Insane. Listen, guys. So don't go nowhere yet. We still got plenty of show. We have another giveaway for Valahar for oil. And I was just informed by another company owner, Warlock. He have
Oh,
generously is going to do a $50 gift card by
oh
the
wow.
towards the end. So thank you for
Thank
both of
you.
them. Thank you for
Thank you.
Valhard for and sponsoring the show from the beginning, the first giveaway and the other giveaway. And again, thank you now for Warlock for um, doing the giveaway. And
Hmm.
he's doing a giveaway because Johnny C's here. I mean,
Oh, I
you know,
appreciate
he
that.
said
Appreciate
Johnny
that.
C's an awesome guy, and I like to give back to the community. That's what he said.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Thank
that and
you. I
respect that. Listen,
appreciate
I
that.
do respect that. So
Yeah, I
stay
appreciate
tuned.
that.
Like I said, both of them great companies, fairly new companies, and both of them great. I had them both in my show again. Uh, I will have Valhar again pretty soon. And Warlock, anytime you want to come back, you know, my show's always open.
Hmm.
And anybody, honest, anybody who wants to come and talk and just have a good time either on this show, one on one, or the beer Bishop Bishop talk beer talk with Bishop and friends. Sorry.
That's all right.
Yeah, listen, but back to the COVID subject. Um, I remember $9 was a lot. Pay
Yeah,
you make $9. Listen,
even
fast
for part
food,
time.
brother. On fast food, when I started working at McDonald's, uh, when I was working at McDonald's,
Thanks, Chris. I
hey
appreciate
Tara,
that.
how you doing?
Oh,
Appreciate
thank
you
you,
guys being
Tara.
here. Um,
Prima, prima, prima.
uh, uh, okay. Um, the breaking news. True North also said they wanted to do a mystery box giveaway in honor of friendship with Johnny Beer. I appreciate that too.
Super. Prima.
Thank you for all the companies. Thank you for everything you guys do. That's
Oh my
fantastic.
goodness.
Uh,
Always.
all,
Our
all
inside joke. Our inside joke with that with Tara when her and I always say prima and primo is because we say it in Spanish but we say cousin. It's
yeah,
supposed to be like that.
right.
So that's just one of those where.
Yeah, look, and all three companies, Valhar, Warlock,
Mhm.
and True North, definitely great products. So I really, really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. All
Oh my
three other
goodness. Yeah.
companies for doing what they're doing and helping out, and I appreciate that. So
Thank you.
please stay tuned, and we will definitely do that. Um, so talking to COVID again, McDonald's fast food. $7, man. When I started working on McDonald's, $7 was a lot. Okay,
Yeah.
you had to work nights for that. Nowadays, it's so crazy because we were talking about this earlier. It's so crazy. Nowadays, they have signs where they do $50 an hour and they pay you the same day for whatever you work. But
Yeah. It's crazy.
the service sucks.
Yeah. Most definitely everything's changed after COVID. Service for anything has just gone really bad. You
Yeah,
just gotta. Unfortunately, you just gotta understand it that people are awake now. People are awake and they realize, wait up, I am worth more than $9.50. Hey, I get it. I truly respect that. If you can get 15, get 15. But it was hard to work with a company that only wanted to give you $12. And then I got to go back and for the employee and go, well, they only offer $12. Well, I can't really come for $12. Can you do 13 or 14?
yeah,
And then I got to go back to the company and go, well, they only can do 13 or 14. Mina,
I
that
get
was a
it.
pain in
Oh
the
yeah,
ass. That was
listen.
a super pain in the ass.
But the thing is, okay, so I don't mind about working and make if you're worth it, make getting
Hmm.
that pay. The problem
Right.
is who in the chat, how many of you guys have gone to a fast food restaurant, okay, and the service sucks?
And it's still the same.
Yeah, you pay for more. Not only that, let me tell you something. I went to a fast food restaurant before I quit driving. I went to a fast food restaurant. The music was blasting, okay, profanity, and there was women in there. The the music was blasting profanity, talking about women this, BB, and I was like, "You're in a fast food restaurant inside of a gas station."
Yeah, it's changed.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And
It's
look, I agree with what Valhar said. The dollar menu. Bye bye, nevermore.
Yeah, nevermore. Dollar store, nevermore anymore. I remember the dollar store.
Yeah, look, and it's not like I look, really. I don't go out. We don't go out to eat at restaurants anymore because my son, and I literally we go to McDonald's. Unfortunately, we go to McDonald's, but it's only for my son because part of the autistic part is he only eats certain things, and he's stuck in the chicken nuggets, McDonald's.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for that, I would go because you eat it and you feel so horrible afterwards, right?
Yeah. I don't even touch that
so
anymore.
no, like I said, the only reason we go is because my son, we go through the drive-through and
it's just for that.
because that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it is so horrible. And I don't mind if you want to get paid more and they pay you more. But man, quality, right? Like the quality of the stuff. And it's just not just the workers. It's also you go to a restaurant. I understand these restaurants are struggling because everything's going up. I understand that. Look, I live in a small town, okay? There's no restaurant that stay open past 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock actually, unless McDonald's or fast food. And the ones that stayed open, they don't even open on Sundays, right? Not only that, but you go buy something, and I seen it on Facebook in a post. There was this couple complaining they went to a brand new restaurant and they paid literally for both of them $64 for a meal. I was like, Jesus, you know how much food I could buy for $64 and cook something way better than that at my house?
Oh yeah, all day. Yeah, we most definitely stopped the outside shopping or outside. It's not because of the service; it's just because you're not getting the same quality anymore. And it's not. We found out with Applebee's. Applebee's was one of our favorites, and then we realized, wait up, the bill got a little bit extremely high, and then after that. We started seeing posts about what they do. It's all microwave food. It's not somebody that's grilling food back there. And I'm like, I thought they were grilling my steak. Literally, I thought they were grilling my steak, and they're not grilling my steak. It's all microwave. The steak is stamped with the grill marks. That is all. That's the discouraging part about that part. And it's almost like, man, they just killed it because now I don't go to Applebee's. Literally, I don't go to Applebee's. We don't even do outside food no more.
Ray Smokey says that they charge more. Work and worse service, small portions and all that. Like I said, Ramsey said the pandemic. It was the worst thing. True North say, I am from most expensive country. This country I live in. It's true. It is true.
Yeah.
Customer service is horrible.
COVID killed it. COVID killed
customer service is horrible. It is. Look. So there's nobody
but if COVID didn't happen, we still would have been accepting it right now. Wouldn't have mattered because the prices would have been cheap and we would have been happy. But come to realize that prices went up super high, the experience is no longer the same. Then that changes the outlook. That changes your mindset on wait up. Do I need to start spending my money here anymore? Or do I move on and save my money? And that's what happens.
So Val Harrison got a great thing because. There's waiters that work hard, and I don't mind tipping. Good if the service is good. But we had this experience in Texas. We went to competition. It was Mike Ramsey, Mike Natch, Brewer was there, Bullfrog was there. There was a whole bunch of people there. Anyways, we went to a restaurant. We had to act literally, and it wasn't packed. We had to literally asked the waitress to fill water, right? And then he took her like 20 minutes. Now, the other thing is if it's in Texas, it just happening that I know in Texas, it probably happens more. If you have a group of more than 5 people, they automatically charge 20% for a tip. Again, I don't have a problem with that. But why would you tip somebody when they can't come over to keep water or check on you?
Or check on you. Yeah.
Like Bahar saying it, good customer service at the door. It is crazy. And the other thing is people don't get it is this. You pay, I'm gonna use McDonald's and fast food because I know that you pay McDonald's or Taco Bell $50 an hour. Guess what? That Big Mac that used to be $5 or whatever the hell it was, is $9 combo meal or something, whatever, you know,
and it still tastes the same.
Yeah. But dude, again, we're talking about McDonald's. I see the other day. Do you remember back in the day when they had the they had the Big Mac? It used to be all nice and pretty with that collar around it to keep it all, you know, nice.
Real nice.
If you get a Big Mac nowadays, you lucky if half of that shit it haven't fall out.
Yep.
Because they throw it.
Yeah.
Dude, the other day I went to buy chicken nuggets for my son, right? We went inside. Them things were so hard, my dog wouldn't eat them.
Yeah, that's terrible. No, I would. We stay away from that all the time. There.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like I say, it is insane. It's you know, the restaurants. I feel for the restaurant owners because everything is it's changing, right?
Yeah, no, everything's changed. And now, like again, getting back to the gardening, you got to do your own gardening. You got to grow your own food. If you can grow your own food, you know, it's just better that way.
Yeah. But it's just everything is changing. You know, come here. My son is smoking. It is. It's a lot of things that they changing. He's crying. But it is a lot. It's a lot. Hey, come here. Say hi. You want to say hi? Yeah. He done. But it is a lot. It is a lot. It's a lot of stuff. I used to work for like I said, I used to drive trucks for the postal service, and we never stopped. We never stopped. It's just, you know, it was just a chain, right? Yeah, it was just a shame of how things going and how everything changed, right? Everything changed. I mean, you know, unfortunately, it is true. Um,
Yeah, awkward tip screen.
yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. It's weird when you see that. And it's like about. Oh yeah, no, you got to shop online. You got to learn how to shop online, just like Ray Smokey said. You got to learn how to shop online, and just become
why,
antisocial. That's it.
That is why Amazon's doing so good. You know what I mean?
Right.
That is exactly why Amazon's doing so good. Unfortunately, that's why. So, yeah.
You got to love that hat, though.
But now he's screaming. You want to say bye-bye? Say bye-bye. Say, hey, here. Don't scream. Yeah, that's what happened in life. Anyways, let's do something. So we're gonna do. We got 3 giveaways. We're gonna do one first. Let's do Warlock for. We're gonna do the Warlock for $50 gift cards, and we're gonna do the $50 gift card for Warlock, and it's gonna be. Let's pick another number real quick. I'm gonna tell you real quick.
What's up, Brewer? I hope a Brewer's feeling better.
Yep, I hope Brewer does feeling better. You see the number at the bottom. So it's gonna be from 1 to 24, 1 to 24 for the $50 gift card for Warlock. $50 gift card for Warlock. It starts right now. 1 to 24 for a $50 gift card for Warlock.
Hope everybody's having a great night.
Yeah, I do appreciate everybody.
Thanks for being out here with us.
I really appreciate everybody.
This was something that Bishop most definitely surprised me with, and I'm glad that he did that. So I'm glad to be here with everybody.
And again, guys, 1 to 24, 1 to 24 for a $50 gift card for Warlock Beer Company.
Oh!
All Oh, not yet.
We got it.
Not
No,
yet.
not yet. Not yet. Okay, sorry.
Not yet. Hey, there you go.
Yeah.
Stanley. Congratulations, Stanley. Thank you for playing, Stanley, for the $50 gift card from Warlock. I appreciate it. Reach out to
Good job,
Warlock
bro.
or reach out to me, and I'll make sure you get in contact with them real quick. Congratulations, sir.
¿Quería aprovechar de hacer otro?
We're gonna redo it again. We're gonna do another one for the mystery box for True North.
From True North?
Mystery box from True North. And
Tara, thank you so much.
I'm gonna pick the other number. Let's do. Oh, actually, let's do this one. Okay, and this one is.
Right.
This one is for mystery box from True North. It's a Terra's pick for True North. Starts right now from
Thank you, Tara.
from 1 to 21 from True North.
Thank you, Tara. I appreciate that. I was when I was on Tara's live that one day, and I was on my Faceless channel, and when she realized that Seinfeld was on there, I'm like, oh shit, she can see Seinfeld. That's not good.
Again, 1 to 25 for a mystery box from True North. Mystery box from True North. And we got one more giveaway after this. So mystery box from True North, 1 to 21. There it goes. There it goes.
Damn, that was a quick one.
Jeff Harmon. Congratulations, Jeff Harmon.
Jeff, congratulations, brother.
For the giveaway for the mystery box from True North. Please reach out to Tara or Chris from True North, and they will hook you up with your prize. So we're gonna do the other one. I know Born Dave have a show coming up, and we're gonna do one more, and this is for the oil from Valhar, for the oil of your choice from Valhar.
And thank you again.
Thank you again for all the companies, and the number, okay. And we start right now from 1 to 21. 1 to 21 for the Valhar oil. Right now, I really, really appreciate you guys, all the companies, for doing the giveaway. 1 to 21 for the Valhar oil. Yeah, the last giveaway of the night for oil for Valhar, full-size bottle, winner choice. 1 to 21. 1 to 21. There you go. Okay. Brooklyn.
Man, that was fast.
Congratulations to Brooklyn.
Yes. We're not just giving it away. We're just
to Brooklyn. Yes. Congratulations.
Jess. Love her. I love her.
Reach out to Valhar, and they will hook you up with the product. Definitely. I appreciate everybody for everything. The 3 giveaways, the 4 giveaways. Valhar for being a sponsor of the show. The giveaway, the first giveaway. Warlock for taking the opportunity and donating the $50 gift card. True North for the mystery box, and Valhar for another awesome giveaway of the full-size bottle oil. I appreciate everybody. Congratulations to the winners, and thank you. Thank you for being here for almost 2 hours. We appreciate this a lot.
Oh my goodness, yes, I am so sorry to keep everybody on. And yes, so that we didn't go over everything, right?
I know we will see a lot. It's just it goes fast.
We need a part 2.
Listen, guys, thank you. Johnny, any last words before we get out of here?
Yeah, I just want to say hello to all. I want to give a shout out to all the content creators and a lot of my supporters. We got Dad Life Beard Gang. The beard was here. Norris Gordon, of course, brother is always number 1 there. Jose Javier, always. I didn't forget about you. Most definitely privileged to be a tester for him and his new company. Chris Shaven Chat, awesome content. Surreal, Winona, Eric from Men's Product Reviews. He's also a badass. I love his content. Jimmy Britton, Sunny, the bearded lady barbering, Dieguito 19 2000, beardy bastardo, of course. S. Jason Johnson, not enough credit for him. Most definitely, he's a guy that people should be looking at. I love looking at his content. Talk about getting on every day and posting every day, posting a picture of everybody's products and stuff like that. That's commitment right there, and I love watching what he does. Mr. B from Beer for Beards, always promoting great looking beards. And then of course the companies that that I recently worked with, which would be Doppelganger, Chicago Comb. Ted, thank you so much for looking out. Bearded Buddha, I can't wait to try his stuff. That's going to be something cool. And of course Bearded Gang from California, Albert, always supporting the bearded dad, local bearded dad. He's always cool with that. And of course my son-in-law, C23 Inc., great artist. He does great, amazing work, and it's just one of those things that if anybody's looking out to get a tattoo here in the Lehigh Valley, go check him out. And of course, music from Johnny Slash that I always use. He's also a character that makes great hip hop music, and I love using his stuff. And of course, a shout out to my #1 fan, Twitch. Twitch has been with me for a long time, and Twitch has always shown me super support. I love talking with him. I found out I downloaded an app where it shows me all the, all your #1s, all your #2s. And, from there on, and, Twitch was the #1, which was my #1 fan. They told me that he was the one. And, I just want to say thank you so much to Twitch, and thanks for being there, brother, and supporting me.
Hey, man, like I said, great show today. I appreciate it. Again, great for all the community, the companies, all the community over competition. I appreciate that, Chris, what you said that. Again,
Yes.
Ahar, thank you. Warlock, thank you. Chris, thank you. All the owners, all the makers. The people support me every week. I appreciate it. Thank you. Don't forget to hit the like, and please support all these all the content creators, and please support all these the companies, the makers, that they work hard at it.
Mm-hmm.
The
vision is immense,
and we appreciate that, because that's what it's all about. Making product and doing better. Again, I just want to say thank you to everybody, and we see you next week. Love you guys.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate that. Thanks for coming out.
All right.
Every damn day, ain't no tears on my face, but I'm breaking inside. I laugh with the world, but I'm dying in my mind. They say speak up, but I choke on the words. So I write my pain in these beats and verse. A smile's just armor when your soul's at war. I ain't asked for the fight, but I'm battling more. Can't sleep, can't breathe, just pace at night.